Hello there, Vico the Tuscan here, and we're going to talk about angling. Now I'm going to focus on World of Tanks Blitz, but in order to do that, I really have to focus on the regular mechanics of the PC version. There really is no difference when it comes to the science of angling your armor. This angle right here in the KV-1, when you're driving it, should be what the other tank sees, roughly here. I'll post up in a little bit on why angling is important. So here we have Steve. As you can see, he's Joe Average player. About where I'm sitting and where I'll probably sit forever. However, he does have a great game today. So we're here on the mines map, and he's going a long way instead of the hill. As you can see at the bottom of the map, everybody seems to be going this way on this encounter battle. The hill right here is really where you should focus on. If you take the hill, you win. There's enough mediums to kind of help with 5 of them. 2 heavies and a few tank destroyers to camp in the back, but you do have the Stuck moving up here and an AT-2. Now, an example of angling that I'm going to show you that you shouldn't do, Steve really does over here, and then as he moves up by this rock here. You need to angle your armor a little bit more than 45 degrees. Now he's hull down here, as you can see from this angle. This is what the other KV-1 sees. All he can see is this turret for the most part. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. So Steve is doing okay here. Now he comes up over this hill, and as you can see, he's aiming at the M3 Lee, giving him his side. So armor can be penetrated very easily from the tracks here. And watch what this KV-1 does coming around the house. He's waiting. Bam. Right there. You need to angle your armor. So Steve comes up around the corner. Now he's angling the wrong way. What he should have done there is angle his tank the other way, so what the enemy KV-1 sees, instead of this, is his backside over here, this side of the tank here. That way the shots bounce at a 45-degree angle. Nonetheless, Steve is doing okay. He hasn't taken much damage. Both teams are crumbling at an equal speed here. So regular speed, these two are trading shots and not really trying to do anything or angle their armor. The same principle applies to World of Tanks Blitz. All the armor characteristics in general are the same for both. Now watch what he does in this AT-2 here. He's aiming at the commander's cupola here. I see this when I drive my AT-15A in Blitz all the time as people try to hit me in the front here. If you aim at the commander's cupola, the armor value is less. You should always aim here if you can, or from the other side. And the AT-2 is pretty much penetrable here. But on larger British tanks in particular, here, including heavies in World of Tanks Blitz, you can always aim at the weaker spots instead of trading shots with the front and giving them a free steel wall, which I believe Steve here is going to get. Moving on. Steve just took a nasty shot from the artillery there. Here he comes around to save his team. No, he's going for the artillery. I'm going to speed it up here. Well, there it is, victory. Steve didn't angle his tank very well, but did okay. So let's go to the post-game stats and I'll explain to you how well Steve did and what he could have done better. So Steve did okay. He got shell-proof, Master Tank Grade badge, bruiser, steel wall, which I don't understand how he got. I mean, he wasn't angling well, but lower penetration values, okay. He did okay there. Came in third, did almost 2,000 damage, 2,289 damage. The last standing was an SU-5 on the other side that nobody managed to kill. Good for them. And he still managed to net a profit, even though he spent some ammunition, and he didn't use any premium. 23,000 net profit. Not too bad compared to the base 31 that he received. So here you see an example of proper angling. Steve did well on a few occasions. On the left here we have you're facing straight towards the enemy, 90 degrees. It's perpendicular to the enemy's shot, right? But if you angle it on the right, just slightly, and it gives a more chance of less penetration. It's under 90 degrees. So 0% slope with this example of armor, 100 millimeters of armor, shot from the side, it's going to penetrate if you have greater than 100 millimeters of penetration. But as you angle more and more, the penetration, the effective value is increased. So if you have 100 millimeters of penetration and shoot at a tank angled like the one on the right, you're not going to be able to penetrate, which is where this graphic comes in for side scraping. You pull up to a building, back off at that angle. Depending on your armor value and the enemy shooting at you, he may bounce the shots, giving you a steel wall. So here we are with World of Tanks Blitz. Many of you play it. I prefer it, given my status as a married person with a family and a job. I just don't have the time to invest in playing World of Tanks on my PC too much. As much as I'd like to, at least. And honestly, I prefer World of Warships a little better. And it could be because I'm a horrible noob. It's up to you to decide. Regarding Blitz, pretty average player. I'll put my stats up at the end of this and show you how you can check your own stats if you are into WN8. So here we are on Blitz. This is Mines, the same map, and here's me and my KV-1, the same tank as we saw Steve drive. I haven't figured out how to put videos up of Blitz gameplay. I suppose I could use a mirror. I'm not going to spend the time downloading and paying for the software. Screenshots will have to do, and I appreciate you watching if you're still watching. So here we are, KV-1. We've all agreed to take the hill. Here's me going up on the hill, and you can see my angle is awful. But I'm trying to make it up the hill so I can hit that IS. And by the time I came up to near the top, I had turned around and was facing him the right way with the proper angle. Here's me poking out, trying to catch the E25. I do end up putting in 2 good shots, but he's too fast for my turret traverse. And as you can see my angle down there, I'm about to back up, so by the time he came around the house, or the building there, I would be okay. That's the angle I'm talking about. I'm moving my tracks to maintain a good 45-degree angle, and if you see at the top here, I actually bounced a shot from a tank destroyer up there. I'm coming around, coming to the bush here, trying to take a shot at the Churchill. And there's the M6 I took out. In the next tutorial, if you can see the outline here, there's bushes there. I'll show you how to snipe from bushes without being detected by coming up, and then as soon as you see a target backing off to you, all you see is the red outline, and then taking the shot. As you can see here, the game's over. I did okay. Not the best, but I did okay. I did have to use some premium rounds. With such a distance I was from the M6, I couldn't penetrate the front with my gun, and I had the top gun for the KV-1 that you could get. So I did net 9,000 credits compared to the 25 base. But from a distance, armor-piercing shells lose their penetration, whereas HE shells don't. So from that distance I had to switch to APCR in order to penetrate the front of an M6. You might be perplexed, but yeah, I couldn't penetrate, and I had the top gun on the KV-1. So here we are. I did okay. The 2 ISs, they did a little better. I did a 1300 experience compared to the 2000 this IS did here, but I did okay at 721 base experience. So direct hits penetrations, I bounced off the IS twice. So that was a pretty Joe average game, but the point was angling. It's important to angle your tank when at all possible. Try it early on with your low tiers if you play low tiers. Sometimes angling can work well, especially with the MS-1. So that's it for World of Tanks today. Remember, on any platform you can angle your tank while the science and mechanics behind it don't matter. You could be on Blitz, you could be on PC, Xbox. Angle your tanks, especially heavies. On another note, yelling for help at the very beginning of the match, especially in Blitz, when you're at a low-tier tank destroyer, does not help. I've seen it about 5 times today, where tank destroyers yell for help, and I've said it in chat, and other people have said it. Yes, you should help. You are a low-tier tank destroyer. Camp at a good spot and support your other tanks. Effective angling, helping your team, sticking together in Blitz. Remember, there's only 7 players. Stick together. This isn't the PC version. You need to move as a team. You can't cover flanks when 7 of you split up. These will help you have a good game instead of having defeat after defeat where your team just crumbles within 2 minutes. On that note, thanks, and I'll catch you next time.